All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to take a really close look at Bot Studio for Discord. Is it the right tool for you? Well, by the end of this, you're going to have your answer. So, have you ever dreamed of having a custom Discord bot? One that's perfectly tailored to your community? It's a super common dream for server owners, but there's always that one huge hurdle, right? The coding. And that's exactly the problem Bot Studio says it can solve. Okay, first up, the no-code promise. Let's dig into what Bot Studio can actually do. The big claim here is that anyone can make a custom Discord bot without touching a single line of code. Let's see about that. So at its core, this is the main pitch, right? It's a tool that lets you build your very own custom Discord bot from scratch, all without knowing how to code. You're not writing Python or JavaScript, you're using a visual interface, dragging and dropping stuff around to make things happen. And the first thing you'll notice is that it lets you build with all the modern stuff. We're talking slash commands, clickable buttons, drop-down menus, the interactive features that make a bot feel really professional and super easy for your members to use. No more clunky text commands. But it's not just about looking good. It's about what your bot can do. And yeah, you can have it send messages and images. That's basic. But the really cool part? You can build commands that have real power. Think about it. Automatically adding roles, creating new roles on the fly, and even handling moderation by kicking or banning people. That's some serious functionality. This is where things get really creative. The software lets you use variables, which is just a fancy way of saying your bot can remember things, like a user's name or a score in a game. And you can also set up triggers based on server events. So when a new member joins, bam, your bot can automatically send them a welcome message and assign them a role. It makes your bot feel like it's actually part of the server, not just a script. Okay, so that's what the box says. That's the promise. But what's it actually like to use? Let's get into the reality of it from a user's perspective. All right, let's start with the good stuff. A lot of users are saying the same thing. It's pretty easy to get into. The interface feels approachable, and when you compare it to other tools like Discord Bot Maker, people seem to find this one a bit more convenient to get started with. And for a no-code tool, that is a huge, huge win. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? The user experience is, well, not exactly perfect. In fact, people have been running into some really frustrating bugs that can kind of turn your fun creative project into a total nightmare. Okay, get this. Here's a perfect example. You create a command. Great. Now you want to rename it. Simple, right? Should be the most basic thing in the world. Nope. You try to rename it and you just get an error. It just doesn't work. So right from the get-go, you're already trying to find weird workarounds for something that should take 2 seconds. And it gets better. Let's say you want to duplicate a command to make a similar one. You'd expect it to be named, command_2, right? Logically. But instead, it names it command_1_1. It sounds like a tiny thing, but it gets super confusing really fast. And the kicker? When you try to fix the name, well, you can't, because you run smack into that renaming bug we just talked about. See how these things stack up? And the list of these little quality of life frustrations just keeps going. Imagine you're typing in a node, you hit the delete key to fix a typo, and poof, the whole node you were working on is gone. It's infuriating. Then, as your bot gets bigger and more complex, there's no way to zoom out, no search function, and you can't even select and move multiple things at once. It's like trying to build a complex machine with only a hammer. It just becomes a real chore. All right, section 3, the deal breaker. Look, those bugs we talked about, they're super annoying for sure. But maybe they'll get fixed in an update, who knows? This next thing though, this is a fundamental limitation of the software, and it might be the one big catch that changes everything for you. So what is this one thing you absolutely must know? Seriously, listen up, because this is probably the most important part of this whole explainer. It's something that completely changes the game and how you'd use this bot. Here it is. Your PC must stay on. All the time. See, your bot isn't running on some server in the cloud. It's running directly from the app on your computer. So what does that mean? It means if you turn your PC off, if it goes to sleep, or even if you just close the app, your bot is offline, gone, unavailable to your server. And this user review just nails it, calling this the software's most vulnerable weakness. And they're right. Think about it. The whole point of a bot is for it to be there for your community 24/7. With this setup, that means your computer has to be on 24/7. That's a huge commitment, not just for your electricity bill, but for your hardware too. So the final verdict, is this thing right for you? We've got the cool, powerful features on one side and the annoying bugs and that massive hosting catch on the other. Let's put it all together and see where we land.
All right, here it is, all boiled down. On the pro side, it really is a no-code solution. It's pretty easy to learn, and you can build some genuinely powerful stuff with it. But the cons are pretty heavy. The biggest one, of course, is that your bot goes offline when your computer does. Add in those frustrating workflow bugs and the missing quality of life features, and it's a tough call.
So what if you're still thinking, maybe it's still worth it for me? Well, the good news is you don't actually have to make the final call right now. You've got about this many hours, too, to try it out for yourself, completely risk-free. And here's the trick, what I'm calling the Steam trial method. It's super simple. You buy the software on Steam, you play with it, you build some stuff, you test it for less than 2 hours. And if you decide, nope, not for me, because of the bugs or that hosting issue, you just request a full refund. Steam's refund policy basically turns into a free demo for you. It's the smartest way to find out for sure. So in the end, it really all boils down to this one question for you to answer. Is having total code-free control over your bot worth being literally changed to your desk? Is that power worth the trade-off of having to keep your PC running all day, every day? Only you can decide if that deal makes sense for you and your community.